There's a question that we are in a critical time right now. People are getting misleading information from the internet and from the media. How do you interpret to learn the correct understanding? Or do we get it? And where do we get it from? Is our deen diminishing slowly? No, we know that the Prophet ﷺ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ. Truly we have sent down the remembrance. وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. And truly it is we who are protecting it, preserving it. That's a divine promise. So we don't have to worry about that. That's Allah's guarantee. And the Prophet ﷺ tells us in the hadith, in Bukhari and Muslim and in all the major connections, that there will always remain a group in my community manifest on truth, unaffected by those who would oppose or deride them, until the command of Allah comes, meaning the last day, and they're as yet resolute. So, the preservation of the deen is a divine guarantee, until the end of time comes and the people of knowledge disappear. And then, the righteous disappear after the disappearance of the people of knowledge. And it's come in Sahih Hadith that the day of judgment won't come, the final hour won't come, until no one remains on earth who's saying, Allah, Allah. Okay? And we're not there. Okay? Muslims take their religion seriously. And there are ulama all around. Times are difficult in some ways, but times are easier in many other ways. Now, if you go on Facebook, you can find guidance from all kinds of great ulama. Many scholars have their websites up. There are reliable sources for guidance. So what we have to do is to connect to the reliable sources of guidance. Imam al-Ghazali gave a beautiful point, which he said, من عرف الحق بالرجال تحير في متاهات الضلال. Whoever determines truth by people will always remain lost in the plains of confusion. So he said, فَعْرِفِ الْحَقِّ تَعْرِفْ رِجَالَهُ. So know the truth and you'll know its people. Meaning, know the way of truth. And then you'll know the people that you should listen to. Right? And this is something that's important. It has always been important, and it's particularly important in our times. That we need to know what are the characteristics of mainstream Islam? What are the characteristics of Ahlus Sunnah? The people who embody sound guidance in the teachings itself and who embody sound guidance in their practice. So you look at two things. If we want to simplify, whom do I listen to? There's two things. One, we know from the guidance of Allah and His Messenger that this deen is acquired through study with the learned. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ. Knowledge is only through study. And ta'allum is something that it is studying with a teacher. You have a alim and a muta'allim. And many hadiths would confirm that. So the first criteria of someone you would learn the religion from is that they have studied with those who are recognized scholars, who studied it from those who are recognized scholars, who have studied it from those who are recognized scholars, all the way back to the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in that sense, they say a scholar is someone, or a teacher is someone whom recognized scholars accept as being a teacher. And this is very clear. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, the scholars are the inheritors of the prophets. And who inherits in the family? Not the cousins and the neighbor, nor the neighbors. It's those who have an immediate relationship. Right? So that's one criteria, the outward criteria. The other criteria is that one only learns the deen from those who embody, or at the very least, strive to embody the guidance of the Prophet ﷺ. Which is why Shaykh Yahya wrote us when he came to the hub, when we were at the first hub, he was asked, whom should I study with? He said, read about the character of the Prophet ﷺ. And then study with those who remind you of that character. And of course, you also consider the outward criteria, But this is also important, which is why the scholars would say that never just go and start studying with somebody until you've observed them and observed their conduct, their attitude, etc. And we don't have this idea of Superman. No one but the prophets are protected from error. No one. But the sign of someone who makes mistakes, but they're sincere, is that they admit and they apologize. And one beautiful example of that was there's some people who some years ago were unfairly and unjustly hounding Sheikh Hamza online. And they made all kinds of accusations. They actually called him kafir. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. But one or two of the points they said, even though Sheikh Hamza could have defended his position, he accepted those points. And he actually wrote an article publicly about it. He did not complain at all about their attacks on him, nor even mention them. I don't think he mentioned even that they called him kafir or whatever. It wasn't about me, at all. But he said he was corrected on these points, and he's reviewed what he said, and he goes back to it, on it. And I've heard him talk about it, he said, and he's repented to Allah. Even though you could easily defend what Sheikh Hamza had said. It's a sound stance. Right? But that is humility. Right? That is humility. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our teachers. So this is one. This is one of the aspects. Look carefully. So when you go online, don't just click on any YouTube video or whatever until you have found out who it is. The fact that someone is popular is not a criteria mentioned by Allah, nor by His Messenger, nor entailed by reason. Because popularity is because a lot of people clicked on it. And most of those who clicked on it don't know their deen. So they're not reliable. Right? It's like saying, I take medical advice from Oprah Winfrey. Why? Because she has such a big following. It doesn't make sense, because Oprah Winfrey may have many things going for her, but she's certainly not a medical authority. Or you say, I take so-and-so as a medical authority because he appeared on Oprah. No, because the fact that Oprah Winfrey chose him, all it indicates is that maybe he's interesting. Right? So that's not a criterion. That's not a criterion. So we need to distinguish. And the way of safety in this as well, who do I take my religion from? Ask. Right? And we don't consult nearly enough. Right? We don't consult nearly enough. In the old days, people used to write letters and wait months till the letter came back. And now you send an email. So I send an email, they didn't respond. Well, email back. Text. The one who wants something takes the means to it. Okay? بإذن الله تعالى.